Collective, welcome. I'm Nikki, your local vegan tarotist. So we're going to read for the twin flame journey and this connection where you either have Aquarius placements, you could have a stellium Aquarius, you could be in Aquarius energy, which is the Fool, the Star, all right, or something about Aquarius season is significant. Now it's getting, of course, this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Now, ages, biblically speaking, astrologically speaking, move backward through the zodiac signs, right? Because it's a precession of the equinoxes, right? So it's there, the age of Aquarius is coming out of that sort of contemplative energy of, in tarot, the Hanged Man, or the observational, spiritual observationist, spiritual observer. I'm seeing very specifically, I'm seeing like a fort. With equinox, Fort Knox, I'm seeing like an old fort or some sort of like tourist attraction or something. Maybe a Taurus is involved here, but I'm seeing a tourist attraction or something where you can go, and those viewpoints where you can put the quarter in and you can look through the binoculars. So you may be going somewhere where those are around, or that is just kind of getting a different vantage point of something, and studying a historical site or some sort of place where the land is kind of sacred or reserved for something, to conserve something. Could be a conservation or a reserve, something like that. Could be something with animals. You're fine. And Aquarius energy is a tough one. if you know, Aquarius is very guarded. They clutch their vessel to their chest. They have a deep well of emotions, and they're very artistic and contemplative. However, they are an air sign, a fixed air sign, so they are not water at all. People think that they're water, but it's in their very name. They're clutching it, so it's almost like somebody could be expecting somebody with Aquarius, in this Aquarius energy or with these Aquarius placements, to be more expressive, right? Somebody could be older here and they maybe should be better at communicating these things because they're air and they're earth. Like, they should be better at communicating emotions, but they're not. Okay. They express them in different ways, right? They express them in things that they do, through routines that they build, through art that they produce. But Aquarius is just not, as an air sign, they're just typically not ones that are going to be super gushy about their emotions, because they hold on to their vessel. It is of greatest importance to them. It's not that emotions are not important, or that their emotions are frivolous in any way. They're incredibly important to someone in this energy. Let's read for the masculine. Oh gosh. Temperance. Oh, okay. Temperance. Hermit. Ooh, someone's been doing a lot of introspection, mastering their ego. Seven of Cups. Maybe trying different things, exploring different options. Could be in love, or just could be different cups. What's going to bring me fulfillment, right? This is like when you're newly single, or especially I imagine like in the elderly community, when someone becomes widowed or a widower, and they start to explore all kinds of things. And it's sort of in a place where you would least expect it in their life. Like, oh, they're so old, they're probably just going to continue doing what they're doing until they die. But then they're like, no, this is like a second wind, a second inspiration for zest for life. Zest for life, zest for life. That's in Sex and the City, where Charlotte's like, mate for life, mate for life. And Samantha's like, you can't go listening to every voice in your head. It'll drive you crazy. You know, like, so there is this sort of like itching. There's this little itch that needs to be scratched in this masculine's mind. And they've got the Temperance, the Hermit, the Four of Cups. This is a very withholding person, but not withholding because they don't know what to do. This is someone who's explored different parts of themselves. They know what they want. And that's what the Four of Cups is. It's like, no, all these here, I don't want them. Everything in the terrestrial plane, the earthly plane, is not interesting. I want my wish. And this is how, the universe, which we really check ourselves via the unbiased, what's the word I'm looking for? Not interchangeable. It's a neutral energy. It's unbiased. It's not, it doesn't have any like vested interest in whatever you get. It's not on a budget. So it is like, everything that we receive. That's very obnoxious. I hope you guys can hear me okay. But people got to keep people in and do what they got to do. So, somebody could be kind of just like, you could be annoyed by the offers that are coming in, and it's like, so check your manifestations. Make sure that what you're calling in, just a moment. All right, I had to check on my cookies, and then I also peeked out the window. I'm such a hermit. I'm like, who's out there doing stuff? How dare they? In their own yard. But then that also reminded me of, and I believe he's a Virgo, Hugh Grant. He's September 9th or 10th. Someone could have a Virgo placement. We do have the Hermit here. Which can kind of be that porch sitting Clint Eastwood, character that's like, hey, get off my lawn. But there's a whole thing where Hugh Grant's like, I hate leaf blowers. And he goes on this whole rant about like things he hates. And leaf blowers he really hates them. I don't mind them. I think they're kind of fun. Plus I just like how things get cleaned up and everything goes back into its place, which does kind of surprise me coming from a Virgo that he wouldn't like, the cleanliness of it. I don't know, maybe he's more of a rake person. It does kind of look like this 10 of Wands is somebody who's raking. So this could be somebody who kind of does things the hard way. It works for them maybe, or other people could be looking at them like, why are you doing that way? But I feel like this person, they know what they're doing. They know what they want. And they could have a lot of options with that 7 of Cups. Like this 10 of Wands could be a burden that somebody's laying down, but it could also be a lot of offers coming in. And it's like someone's like, nope, I'm going to take these out to the backyard and burn them. Because it looks like a pyre, the way that they've got them arranged here. Like a rake, cleaning up. Someone could be doing yard work, but it's more the proverbial yard work. I want to pull this top one off. Temperance. Masculine and feminine both presenting with temperance. Sagittarius energy could be important here. I just did. Capricorn and Sagittarius was coming out quite a bit in that reading. So you or your person could have Capricorn placements. 10 of Swords. So 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords. That is putting down deception. 8 of Cups. Oh, the feminine is in a really tricky energy. This looks almost like denying cups, or also being kind of like, I'm choosing myself. It's not that I don't want love, but what I'm receiving is just not it. So I'm just going to stop. I don't even want to look at it. Someone could have just gotten off dating sites, or just broken up with somebody, or just like, this could be a feminine who's like ghosting masculines. Maybe they were kind of like entertaining it for a moment, and then they're just like, this is too exhausting. I'm gonna go work on. I'd rather go, you know, pick up leaves with my tweezers than entertain the dating world. And girl, feminine, I hear you. Knight of Pentacles. And this could also be the feminine, because temperance is about faith, and then it's at the center of both the masculine and feminine spreads here, that you both are tapped into, like, my person is coming, so I don't even have the energy to entertain these other things. I'm gonna go work on my own stuff. I'm just gonna go clean my yard, clean my house, clean my body, and yeah, they'll come when they come. Like, what's right for me will come to my literal doorstep. This could be somebody literally coming to your doorstep. Because with that Hermit, excuse me. Oh, yeah, I feel like I'm just gonna go take a nap. I'm not a big napper. I would love to, but I don't know. I'm just not a napper. Usually when I go to sleep, I'm out. Like, I'm done. But if you're somebody who is able to nap, more power to you. Like, I envy people who can just, like, I just need a little cat nap and then I'll feel rejuvenated. Me, I'm like, out. I'm in a whole other sleep. My second sleep. What about second breakfast? I'm like, what about second sleep? But leave it. Thank you. I did just kind of knock on my knee. Knock on wood. Somebody might have knocked on wood, like, oh, I hope nobody comes to my doorstep, because I'm getting this energy that's just like, even though I want love and I know it's coming, I'm like, not today. I haven't shaved my legs. I haven't cleaned my yard. I haven't done something. Like, there's something about grooming or cleaning or getting things in order that maybe you feel you haven't done yet, and you're not really ready for the love that you want. But it's like the thing that you think you're not ready, how you think you're not ready, is not very important when it comes to divine union, right? And it's actually the very thing that brings you together somehow. So this could be like a landscaper or something. Okay. We're just gonna be throwing stuff around. Okay. That could be confirmation for somebody. This person could be like doing some work for you. That reminds me of something new. I never remember her name, but she's in Love and Basketball. Someone could have a basketball hoop or be going to like a park, and there could be people playing basketball, but someone could be a basketball coach or something like that. But the way that they have this sort of like competitive love for each other in that movie is kind of the driving force. Somebody's parents could have fought a lot. There could have been alcoholism in somebody's childhood. But something new, she has a, landscape architect. That sound actually is kind of like making me want to go to sleep, because I did grow up with box fans in Florida. We didn't run the AC a lot, so we had box fans, and so like in the middle of the afternoon in the summer as a kid, you know, it was like, and I used to stay up all night long, so then I would sleep during that time. So when people were out probably doing their yard, is probably, anyway, I'm just having that revelation, and it has nothing to, or maybe it has something to do with this reading, but anyway, it's just a fun fact about me, possibly. Somebody could relate to that. There's something about like kind of resting, maybe that with the Four of Cups, there may be like a Four of Swords coming out here, because we've got the Ten of Swords, which is about like messages, and they're in a box, so it's like your inbox is full. Maybe cleaning up your email, cleaning up your voicemail. There could be like a message in there for you, or it's maybe again, if you were into online dating, or if you or just like through social media somehow, there could just be like a need to kind of get off all that stuff, at least like for my age group, we didn't have all that stuff when we were kids. So that didn't come about until later. So depending on what generation you're coming from, maybe it's time to get a little old school and just kind of go back to some slow living and get offline, because this could be, wands are usually about messages, but I'm just getting like words. It's just words. It's empty words in your DMs or something. Like, where's the action? And then we have the masculine over here laying down the 10 of Wands, which is action. So could be a masculine who was all action, all wands, all of just the superficial connections. Well, we're not going to call those connections. Attachments and behaviors and cycles. Hey! Can you not do that, please? Thank you. Anybody else have misophonia out there? Misophoniacs assemble. But in the same way that certain sounds irritate you, other sounds are very soothing and calming and nurturing. So there could be a need to just kind of calm the senses. And just, if something annoys you, that's what like 10, I feel it's like annoyed energy. Like if you're getting messages, or if you're giving energy, or working, this could be somebody leaving a job where they're just tired of hearing the same old thing. They're tired of their job. The landscaping thing kind of gives me an entrepreneur. Maybe somebody's like, I'm going to become an entrepreneur. I'm going to start my own company because I'm tired of listening to and working for idiots. That's very Virgo energy, right? Because everyone's kind of not as smart as a Virgo. Happy family, 10 of Cups. Sundance, 2 of Pentacles, balancing, endless love. My endless love. Yeah, so she has a landscape architect. He's white, she is black. They come from 2 different cultures. He doesn't see it as an issue, of course, but she really does. Like, he's kind of like, whatever. Like, love is love, chemistry is chemistry. He's very attracted to her. I mean, she's beautiful. But she's kind of like very much in her culture of she needs to marry a black man that's like in business and has his stuff together, and she's got this checklist, and it's like the other girls are like, the list girl, just like throw the list out the window. But ironically, or not so ironically, how it always works, this man, this landscape architect, I mean, he has been running a successful business on his own. Maybe he's not like a lawyer or like in the stocks, or doesn't wear a suit to work. He wears like stuff that shows off his arms, because there's a scene where she's watching him from the window and she's like, ooh. And then her brother comes up and knocks on the window and she's like, but it's really, and her family really doesn't care. I mean, that's the thing. Most of the time, what we think we're doing for our family, because we don't want to dishonor or disappoint others, or what society expects of us, when we live authentically, that is the most inspiring thing. And more people will be attracted to that and resonate with that, versus you playing some sort of role or pretending to be some sort of thing that you're not. Or, the 10 of Cups is like everything. It's beyond the wish of the 9 of Cups, the wish fulfillment. It's beyond everything. It's the most love that you can experience on this terrestrial plane. It's endless love. And it's very balanced. But we also have this Hanged Man here. So Pisces energy could be important. The High Priestess at the bottom here, the Corn Maiden. So more Pisces energy is confirmation. And both of those, well, it's the 12, the 2 of Pentacles there. Let me check that. Okay. We have a hanged man here because it's actually, the sun dance is actually the hanged man. But there are 2 pentacles there, 2 drums there. And so, yeah. There's something about that. Something about that. The sun dance with the hanged man. Taurus could be involved because there is this dead bull here. Dead bull head on the post there. So those are drums. The drums. There's some sort of sound coming. And it's funny because the hanged man is the one holding the drumstick. So even though it looks like he's about ready to make some sounds. He's about ready to bring the noise, which means somebody's about to come out of their hiding. Somebody's about to come out of this like stagnancy, this stillness, this silence, and make some noise. Speak up. And it's marching to the beat of your own drum as well. That's what the hangman represents. It's in its highest form, is that it's somebody who does things differently. They do things in their own way, which that is very Pisces. Unless a Pisces is trying to impress others or is very wrapped up in if they care what other people think about them, right? But that's a lower aspect of the hanged man, where it's like somebody indecisive and not making decisions for themselves, not following their heart, not taking that leap of faith. The corn maiden, maize. But 2s are important, which is about choice, and it's also about potential for union. Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. 3 of Swords. This looks like Braveheart, though. Freedom. It's not through any heart here, so typically it does represent some sort of disappointment or grief, sorrow, hurt, sadness. Excuse me. But I see that it's more freedom. Oh, wow, excuse me. Somebody is tired. Yeah, 4 of Wands. Because this masculine wants this. And it's taken them a long time to figure it out and to make it to this 4 of Wands, which is the 11-11. It's the union. The way they're hanging on it, like hanging there. They're exhausted. And I also feel like they're hanging on your every word, feminine. I just watched Labyrinth where they're like, she's going to say the words. You know, it's like maybe this masculine has been waiting for the feminine to say something that gives them the opening to come in. Maybe they need a confirmation from the feminine first, or they have been, but I feel like they might be. Let's see if there's any movement coming in. 6 of Pentacles. This is what they want. This also gives me Braveheart, where they have that secret wedding. It's just about you too. So maybe they were waiting because they cared what other people thought, and they were worried that if they were rejected by this feminine, what other people would think. This feels like they're kind of going, I don't care. I don't care what people think. I don't care. I mean, of course I care if this feminine rejects me, in the sense that I want them to accept me because I love them. And they really help me grow. Like, you're both going to be in this temperance energy of growth in the ego. You kind of check each other and you hold each other accountable for things that you said you wanted to do, goals you wanted to achieve. 6 of Cups, your soulmates. You speak the same language. You're part of the same equation. Big Fish. 9 of Cups, that wish fulfillment. Yeah, there's wish fulfillment. I don't care. I keep catching these. They keep trying to fall to the ground, which is, and that's like somebody maybe catching themselves, because the Fool would be the one who leaps. And I keep catching it. So somebody could be getting like, you know, cat caught your tongue, cat cat got your tongue. Wow, somebody's having a hard time getting the words out. But it's also as a conduit for this universal message, I could be representing like divine protection. Like if I take this leap of faith, will I be caught? Like, will someone catch me, or will I fall and hit the ground and splash into a million pieces, right? Three of Wands, that is movement. Thank you. Movement forward. Something about recreation. I keep getting like a recreational center. Three of Cups is the date, the celebration. Merging of two cups. So it's more of like maybe having a conversation over some drinks or like out at dinner or something. I just see multiple cups sitting there, but not like a third party. Because I do get this, like this masculine wants to get you alone, feminine. Something, I swore something flipped out. Queen of Pentacles, more Virgo energy, but that is, you know, this feminine could have strong fixed or earth placements. But they are someone who knows their value. And this masculine finds this feminine very attractive. I just baked some cookies that look like that without the stars on them. But somebody could be baking because pentacle energy is often about food. It's very healing though. Like there's something about healing through gifts. Like this, oh gosh, I'm getting a scene from a movie where they hold up like a bubble or something and then it takes off, and then they do another one and it takes off. Is that from a movie or is that just in my head? Five of Swords and Six of Swords. Blocked communication to incoming communication with the Knight of Swords behind it and the King of Wands. So someone's coming to express a lot of passion, and the King of Wands goes after what he wants, and he wants this Queen of Pentacles. But I don't know, the bubbles. For some reason, I'm getting somebody like, and then they kind of take off, and then they take off. Well, it's gone. Whatever it was, whatever I was seeing is gone. Pregnancy, the Four of Cups. So we have the Four of Cups. You're both mirroring each other a lot. You could have very similar placements. You could have similar water placements. Or the same moon sign. Because the Four of Cups is like, no, I will wait for my person that I am meant to create with. This feminine feels this in her body. She really feels this in the body. The masculine knows it kind of up in the head, up in the clouds. So they have the ability to dream. They could have strong water placements. They have the ability to dream, but it comes from a more masculine place. It comes from the head. Like, no, none of these feminines check off my list. Check off. Maybe orchestral music is important here. With the drum line, there could be like instrumental. Somebody could play an instrument. But those are all, that also indicates that there's not a lot of words spoken here. That it's more felt. So that could be the struggle, and that could be why Temperance is coming out, because you're both really feeling this. You know that you both want it. You know that it's close. You know that it's near. And yeah, Temperance is about tempering the ego, the desires, the lower chakras, because the crown is the up, you know, the highest of the 7 chakras. And we have more, but we only really talk about the 7 here because that's what we do. And we just read for Capricorn, which is the lowest, right? The root. So this is about like elevating and knowing that restraint is very important here. That nothing else is going to compare to this love. So why even try? Why even entertain it? 4 of Cups again on the feminine side. Feminine is really waiting for this. And then we have the 5 of Swords again on the masculine side. So this masculine is not speaking. 3 of Swords on the masculine. Queen of Swords on the feminine. There is disappointment here. There is a lot of disappointment and sorrow and sadness. Waiting. Why? Queen of Swords. She has a second sword here because she doesn't actually want to be setting this boundary. She doesn't actually want to be holding herself together in this fortress of solitude, in this tower. Scorpio and Aries energy. Mars. She is at war with herself. There's sorrow here. The veil. There's grief. The tear in her eye. She doesn't want to do this. I'm getting like a self-cutting thing. Which is, you know, if you or anyone you know has ever experienced or practiced cutting, in a literal sense, it's to feel something. This feminine wants to feel something. And the Queen of Swords, right, with that Aquarius energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius possibly, is perceived as very cold, like she doesn't feel because she's all up in her head. But she feels a lot. And she's wearing a veil to cover the tears, but underneath that veil, it's just, if you've ever cried beyond the point of like, you're not even making any sound, your face isn't even really contorting or doing anything, the tears are just sort of streaming. If you've ever gone through that type of grief where you wake up and it's like tears are just coming, like your body is like literally weeping. You can't stop it. City of Angels, Capricorn, and I believe, is she a Scorpio? Or is she a Pisces? I think she's a water sign. Another confirmation there. Sounds are very confirming. The words of affirmation could be somebody's primary love language. Or somebody could just really feed on communication. Find a lot of resolve and beyond satisfaction. They could find a lot of contentment, a lot of peace. They could get a lot of peace from communication. 3311 on the clock there. It could just bring them a lot of balance, and they're very imbalanced right now. And nothing else seems desirable. Nothing is as sweet as this love could be, but it's not. This love ain't loving. Why? The Tower, 10 of Pentacles. Could be a marriage involved here. Somebody has to leave a marriage. 10 of Pentacles is that growing old together. I mean, that's what's desired here. Tell me more about the Tower. Joint effort. There could be a child involved because there may be like joint custody. But somebody's not working with the other here. Somebody's holding it down. It's like the Tower is like the fort. The feminine is like holding down the fort all by themselves. Death, scorpionic energy. Somebody could astral travel. I feel like somebody, while they're practicing death, which is what sleep is, they're watching themselves. And I feel like this masculine's watching themselves not do anything. And they're like, get up, idiot. Get up. And this Sith represents like a sword. Say something. Say something, I'm giving up on you. I'm sorry that I couldn't get to you. And anywhere you would go, I would follow you, which sounds very romantic. It's like, I'll be watching you. It's just Page of Swords, right? I'll be there like a ghost, right? Ghosting sounds better than what it actually is, because ghost is like, if someone actually ghosted, like, bye, okay, then they're gone, right? But a ghost haunts. This is very haunting. I don't like this. And I love horror movies. And I talk to the dead all the time. Three of Cups again, though. See, this does feel third party, or this does feel like somebody's distracting themselves, or just trying to like go out with friends, possibly with the Three of Cups, going out and just, but then they go home and they cry themselves to sleep. Like behind their smile is this, it's all feigned, it's all practiced, it's all rehearsed, it's all a mask for this sorrow. It's a lot of sorrow here. The Knight of Swords is that fast incoming communication. Tell me more about the masculine. King of Pentacles, okay. I didn't think I was worthy enough for you. I didn't think I was valuable enough for you with this Queen of Pentacles. But now I do. This masculine, the world. This masculine may have had to, maybe they didn't have to spin the block, but I'm getting maybe they had to go spin the block, or they felt like they had to go explore something else, or go deal with something else. The world is also about an ending, and the snake here is eating its own tail. We've also got Pisces with the fish. We've got Leo and Capricorn here. The world is also fixed energy, so all the fixed signs, which includes Aquarius. The mermaid, there's a siren. Some other thing could have been calling to this masculine. This could also be the feminine, because it's on the feminine side, like, well, I've been over here like trying to do my own thing, build my own world, but like I'm ready for this. This siren is not calling the masculine in as much. I mean, the feminine could have been doing a lot of work, spell work, or law of attraction, or like energetically trying to call this masculine in. But the way they're looking at the King of Pentacles, it's like the masculine feels like they're luring them. I mean, you could be mirroring each other in this, because you're mirroring each other in other ways that it feels like you're doing the same thing, you want the same thing, and that snake is eating his tail, and that's just kind of like around the world and around the world and around around the world, you know. It's kind of I don't know, maybe somebody listens to like techno or house music. It's like somebody trying to get out of their own head, because I'm so tired. I just want to take a nap. I just want to get out of this. This reading is Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, the feminine's been over here working on themselves, just trying to keep on keeping on, you know. And then we've got the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Cups. This is a masculine bringing in a truth about their love, about their cup. Eight of Cups. They finally chose themselves. And then the Two of Swords. Travois, which is travel. They're closing some sort of distance. But in this, on the feminine side, it looks like the masculine walking away. So maybe the masculine walked away. But they needed to. Because if they stayed in this, if you stayed together, if there was some sort of separation, or if you met any earlier, if you haven't met this person and you're just like, where's my person? I feel them. I see them in the astral plane. We visit each other in dreams. Like, I know they're around me, and I know that we're mirroring each other. So if we're mirroring each other, how do they not feel what I'm feeling? How do they not want this so badly that they find me? Because they had to find themselves. They had to find themselves. And so if there was a separation, they had to go find themselves, because if not, they would always be looking for themselves within you, feminine, which sounds kind of sweet, right? But if they have not found themselves and loved those parts of themselves that they discover through shadow work, which if you've done the shadow work, you know, there are parts of you that you discover that you're like, oh gosh, I gotta love that too. Yeah, you gotta love it all unconditionally. You have to love the whole picture and not just parts of it. And if they came to you any earlier than this, they would not have loved themselves as a whole. They would have not been able to offer this 10 of Cups, this agape love. They would not have been able to grow old with you, because they would have been like self-cutting. They would have been self-depriving. They wouldn't have been nurturing themselves or know when to. So they would have always been taking from you, feminine. And I know, feminines, you're over here like, I would have given to them. And that's the problem. It would have been an attachment. It never would have been balanced with that. Two of Pentacles, it never would have been balanced. It would have always been hanging. This like unsaid thing would have been hanging. What is this unsaid thing? There's some sort of truth here, some sort of ugly truth. That movie could be of significance. I know he's a Scorpio, and then I don't know what Katherine Heigl is, but Gerard Butler, Katherine Heigl. Four of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. Yeah. This would have been the dynamic. This would have been a masculine who maybe is younger, but was like, my self-worth is only this small. Like, I kind of love myself. I kind of feel valuable. And then the feminine would have been so depleted, like, see this cycle, this time, like it would have been this cycle, which is like death over here with the time. Pisces as well, with that timepiece. Because the feminine would have had to somebody in this energy is not a King of Pentacles. They would have had to keep borrowing from your value, from your worth. It would have drained your stuff. And it's not that they would have come in with a malicious intent to do this, but that's why it's so important. And it's actually quite divine of this masculine, if they are younger or if they were feeling this, that they knew, I can't come to my feminine until I'm a King of Pentacles, because otherwise I'm going to just deplete them. I'm going to take from them to the point, and I want them to build themselves. They're very impressed by this feminine. They just find this feminine to be so incredibly strong, they're valuable to them. They see them as being valuable. And they could have just known this about themselves, that maybe they took from other connections. Maybe they were self-destructive in past lives, past behaviors, past versions of themselves, and they didn't want to do that to you. Ace of Cups, they had to go fill their own cup. They had to learn how to self-soothe. You know, it's like a baby. There could be a child involved, but it's like a baby who's crying, you know. There are some people who are like, let the baby cry, let the baby self-soothe. And then there's the parents who are helicopter parents who are right in there. And then as the child gets older, the parent is always right there to do everything for them. And then they never learn how to do it themselves. They never learn how to self-soothe. They never learn how to fill their own cup, because they always have somebody there. And it's, again, that could be that's why we choose people. They remind us of our parents, for better or for worse. And so maybe this masculine saw this feminine, or knew that if they went looking for her, dogs are so ridiculous. If they went looking for this feminine before they were ready, they would have been called to a version of their feminine that was going to just overgive. And that seems like it's unconditional love, to just keep pouring into someone. But to deplete yourself is not real love. To take out of your cup, to pour out of your cup, to, give every cent out of your bank account, that is not love. And this union deserves to come into fruition with the Queen of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. The Sun Dance. And the dancers are, that's that Hangman from the Native American Tarot. King of Wands. That's action. This could be a masculine with strong fire placements, right? This feminine could have strong fixed or earth placements, right? Masculine could have cardinal or fire. But the Two of Pentacles is from that Sun Dance. It's like the Sun is the happiest card in the deck. The Dancers was the Lovers, the original name for the Lovers. So this dance is going to be balanced. It's going to be divine. If you pour into your person's cup, they're going to pour it right back into your cup. That's what Temperance shows. It's an angel. It's an angelic figure pouring love back and forth. It's balanced. It's tempered. It's strong. It relies on faith and trust in the divine, in divine timing, in things laying out as they should, when they should, how they should, all of those things. Not necessarily how they should, because that's still like somebody trying to control the outcome. How they will. Because we have free will. So things are going to happen as they will. People will do their will. And that's why you just need to do what you will. So that way those who are aligned with you and aligned with that frequency of nurturing the self, giving to the self, and it sounds very like self. Yes, you have to serve the self before you can serve outside of yourself. Whether that be in the community, whether that be to love, your friends, your children, however that works, right? You have to fill, and there's another honk, another confirmation. I feel like somebody received a number of confirmations here, and hopefully there was something in here for you. Hopefully those confirmations were helpful, because this was a really challenging energy. This was a really challenge. Yeah, the Nine of Wands. This is like the wounded warrior. This is the battle. This is love as a battlefield, right? But sometimes you lose the battle to win the war. So it feels like, where maybe it felt like all was lost in this past energy or this current energy, right? You know where you are along this divine timeline. Divine time is a frequency. It's not something that can be measured. It's just something that is. You know whether or not this is past, or if you're still in this. And I think you could be just coming out of it, but the momentum that's coming after it, it's the hope for the next phase. That even though it feels like that all was lost, the war is still not going on, right? God of War, Mars is important here. Check your Mars placements. They could be influencing this connection, or you could have Aries, Scorpio in your chart. But Aries is the emperor, right? And so this masculine had to build themselves into an emperor before they could approach what they know is their empress. And that's how you build an empire. Yeah. You're mirroring each other. You know you're going to be together with Temperance. Like, you are linked into faith. You know this is your person. So when you meet, or if you've already met, like, that does not make it any easier, for sure, because that was pretty exhausting. So I may go attempt a nap. We'll see. I'll probably just lay there for a second and overthink stuff. And then eat some cookies that I just baked, because they smell delicious. So yes, hopefully there was something in here for you. Confirm, claim it below. Thank you, everybody, for your time, your energy, your support. It is very appreciated. And until next time, I wish you well.